Здравствуйте, коллега. I will do this presentation in English, so I will try to speak slowly in order for you to better understand. So, in the past month, the government has decided to have a private scheme, I would say a national scheme for Russia. And this morning you also had a presentation from Central Bank and from the National Payment Council to explain you the different objectives. This also presentation this morning from Promozias Bank was a little bit like the voice of banks explaining their needs, their wishes for the future. So their goal was to have solutions ready for the future, but also to minimize the impacts when migrating. So the key points that you can ask yourself would be what would be the impacts for your backend systems, for the infrastructure, and for the cards. So during this presentation, we'll first do a small part of history of EMV, explain you the steps that went through the growth of EMV in the world, and then we will see the different aspects of solutions and choices done by domestic payments in the world. So let's start by the EMV. Initially, EMV was created by Europay, MasterCard, Visa. Europay was then acquired by MasterCard Europe, which is now, I would say, MasterCard. The interesting thing is that, so after this, they created the specifications of EMV, 3.1.1, and these specifications is actually 4 books of specifications talking of the interoperability between the cards and the point of sales. Nevertheless, it does not take into account the cryptography and the authorization messages between the format, we say the message format, for the which is specific to each schemes. So EMVCO was created few years after, and one of the goals of EMVCO was based on the request from banks who was asking for harmonization. The reason of harmonization was that some banks were managing cards from, let's say, Visa, American Express, MasterCard, etc., some from different schemes, and it was important for them to have some improvements in order to have an EMV more interoperable, in the sense that they wanted to have standardization between cards, terminals, and backend systems.